Alright guys, want to go ahead and offer up a quick video on Ballistic Advantage's threaded and spiral fluted barrel. And the one I'll be doing my testing on is their Glock 19 Gen through Gen 5. What I actually have it installed in is a Gen 3 Glock 19. And then nothing fancy with the sights. I just have some Ameriglo Bold night sights on there. But want to go ahead and test out a couple different things. Accuracy comparison between their barrel and the OEM barrel. Which I'll be utilizing 2 different rounds also during those testings. I brought out some 115 grain FMJs and then also some 124 grain jacketed hollow points. So I'll be doing the testing on both the threaded and OEM barrel as far as a 5-shot group accuracy testing, and I'll be conducting that at 10 yards. Also want to go ahead and do a 5-shot group chronograph to see if there's any increase in muzzle velocity due to the extended length of the actual barrel. Let's go ahead and get into it. All right, guys, and now for the OEM barrel FMJs. Alright guys, I'm actually going to go ahead and do the FMJ test one more time just in case. I did feel like a little bit more confident in my shooting with the OEM barrel. So just to make sure it's not that I'm slowly warming up here as I'm just starting off cold, I'm going to go ahead and shoot a second 5-shot group. But currently with the BA barrel, I got a 3.07. With the OEM barrel at a 3.06. And once again, this is also only at 10 yards and everything. But let's go ahead and just shoot it one more time. Currently, they're showing there is no difference in accuracy, at least for me being the shooter iron sights and at this distance on this given day. All right, if you can't tell, pushed it out to 15 yards, working backwards now, starting with the OEM barrel, and then I'll move into that BA barrel. All right, last FMJ test back to the BA barrel and at 15 yards. All right, guys, so as far as accuracy, let's go back to the beginning at 10 yards. A 3.06 with the BA barrel, a 3.07 with the BA barrel, and a 3.06 with the OEM barrel. And then I went ahead and pushed out to 15 yards, only 5 yards more, and then had some now difference in the actual accuracy. The circled 5-shot group is the second shot group at 15 yards, which the BA barrel had a 3.45. The OEM barrel had a 4.75. So even though there is now a more drastic difference, does that really mean the BA barrel is more accurate? Possibly, or it could also be that I just performed better in my part during the BA barrel. Let's go ahead and move into shooting some hollow points, and I think I'm going to just shoot those at 15 yards also. All right, guys, going to go ahead now and switch up to the jacketed hollow points. They are some Sierra 124 grain jacketed hollow points. Going to be starting off with threaded barrel, still at 15 yards, but I am going to go ahead and change up the actual camera angle though. All right, OEM barrel with the jacketed hollow points, 15 yards. All right, you guys, so conclusion of the accuracy test. Hopefully I shortened this video to only show 1 or 2 shots of each of the 5-shot groups fired to not bore you guys out too much. As far as the conclusion of the jacketed hollow points, the OEM barrel won for today's testings. At 15 yards, the BA barrel came in at a 5.99 with the OEM barrel at a 3.59. just a little bit of data here for me and for me to share with you guys. What am I getting from this? What am I providing for you guys? Currently, with today's actual data, I would say there's not a whole lot of difference in accuracy. I may have shot one group better than the other to give some of the more major differences in actual group sizings. But overall, I thought they did pretty well. FMJ shot better out of the BA barrel, and the hollow point shot better out of the OEM barrel. But I could shoot another day with a different ammo, and it could be the complete opposite. So as far as accuracy, as far as today's findings, I'm going to say there's not a very huge difference. But I'm going to go ahead now and do some chronographing and see if that slight extra length actually changes the muzzle velocity. OEM barrel. Okay, guys, finishing up with a real quick basic video on the BA barrel in comparison to the Glock OEM 19 barrel. As far as ammo used for FMJs, I just used some Aguila 115 grain FMJs, and for the hollow points, I'd use some Sierra 124 grain jacketed hollow points. As far as the outcome for the chronograph, I'll also show some pictures of the actual outcome. But the BA barrel came in with a muzzle a 5-shot muzzle velocity group of 1221.9, where the OEM barrel came in at 1200.3. And remember, this is a threaded barrel, so the difference is coming from the extra added length of it being a threaded barrel. With that extra muzzle velocity, wasn't a huge difference, but there is definitely a difference, which gave a 13.3 difference in actual foot-pounds. So the BA barrel came up with a 381.1 foot-pounds of energy at the muzzle, where the OEM barrel came up at 367.8 foot-pounds. So as far as the muzzle velocity is concerned, if you get the spiral fluted non-threaded, your muzzle velocity is going to be different and everything, and probably even closer to what the OEM barrel is. But as far as the threaded barrel is concerned, you're going to get a slight increase in muzzle velocity. And as we already went over, there is some differences in accuracy. I just don't think today's data was enough to prove it. One was better than the other. I would say it was back and forth, and they actually both did pretty comparable. For me, purpose behind this barrel. Wanted a threaded barrel, and I'm a huge fan of BA barrels. I own a lot of their rifle barrels, and I'm a huge fan of shooting suppressed to include my pistols and everything. Hence the reason I went with this particular barrel in the threaded option and everything. But I wanted to go ahead and just kind of put this out there just in case if any of you needed this type of information. You guys, thanks. Take care.